Welcome. It's another exciting episode of The Silent Call. Chapter 10, Shadows of the Past. The following days were a blur for Claire. The media swarmed the case, turning Ada into a tragic symbol of the city's unspoken horrors. Her story seemed to echo from every corner of Lagos, stories of the forgotten, the ignored, and the lost. Claire spent countless hours at the police station, poring over every piece of evidence and trying to learn more about Ada's life. Her school records revealed a quiet, reserved girl who excelled academically but had few friends. Inspector Adebayo, though tough, was starting to trust Claire's determination. Together, they sifted through the old reports and interviews from neighbors, family members, and former classmates. One by one, people came forward with fragments of memories, each adding a new piece to Ada's puzzle. But no one had seen her last moments. No one knew who could have taken her life. "We're looking at a case that's almost 20 years old," Adebayo sighed one evening as they sat in his office. "Many people have come and gone, but Ada's story remained buried." Claire rubbed her temples, trying to make sense of it all. Why now? Why reach out after all these years? Tund, sitting quietly at the back of the room, spoke up. "Maybe she's been waiting for someone who would listen." Inspector Adebayo nodded thoughtfully. "It's possible. But we need more than just speculation. We need answers." Late one evening, Claire found herself at the police station alone, digging through ancient files and old case notes. The station felt different now, the air thick with unspoken stories. She came across a file marked case number 246-1995, with Ada's name scribbled at the top. The report was incomplete, filled with vague references to a missing girl and unanswered questions. What struck Claire most was a handwritten note in the margin: "The last person to see Ada alive was Samuel." Samuel. The name was familiar, but she couldn't place where she had heard it before. His name had been mentioned by some of the villagers, but there was little concrete evidence linking him to Ada. Claire couldn't let it go. She needed answers. The clock struck midnight, but she couldn't tear herself away from the file. The next morning, she returned to the station with renewed determination. Adebayo greeted her with a weary smile. "Anything new?" he asked, already anticipating the answer. "I found something," Claire said, her voice trembling. "Samuel. The file says he was the last person to see Ada." Adebayo's expression hardened. "Samuel. I remember that name. He disappeared after Ada vanished." Claire filled him in on the reports she had read, the whispers from the villagers, and the eerie phone calls that kept tormenting her. "We need to find him," Adebayo said. "But it's not going to be easy. Samuel was suspected in her disappearance, but no one has seen him since." Together, they began digging into Samuel's history. The trail was cold, almost lifeless, but something about it stirred deep within Claire. That night, back at her apartment, Claire couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. The curtains rustled slightly, and a chill ran down her spine. She pulled out the charm Mama Joy had given her, tracing its edges as if searching for answers within its grooves. Suddenly, a faint tapping came from her window. Soft, rhythmic, like the tapping of Ada's note. Claire froze, her breath hitching. She knew it wasn't just a coincidence. The tapping grew louder, almost desperate. It was calling her again. Heart pounding, she approached the window and peeked through the curtains. What she saw made her blood run cold. Standing there, beneath the dim streetlight, was a figure, a man with hollow eyes and a pale, haunting face. His gaze seemed to pierce through the glass, making her feel as if he was looking straight into her soul. But what chilled her most was the whisper she could hear now, clearer than ever. "Follow me," it said. Claire knew she couldn't ignore it any longer. With shaky hands, she grabbed her phone, still trembling from the chilling encounter. The unknown number had been calling again, persistent, relentless. As she answered, the voice came through clearer than before. "Come to the lagoon," it said, its tone hollow, like a whisper from the depths of the earth. "Find the truth." Tears streamed down Claire's face as she realized Ada's silent call wasn't over. It was only just beginning. To be continued. Thanks for watching. Kindly follow us on our social media platforms. Thank you.